Hi everyone! So it's been a while since I've created a Lightroom tutorial video, and I would love to get started creating more, especially over the winter, and focusing on different tools and different capabilities that Lightroom has. So this will be a short video based solely on the adjustment brush tool. So I'm going to edit this image entirely using the adjustment brush tool. So I have a little idea in mind and we'll see how it goes. I did edit another image here, but this wasn't using exclusively the adjustment brush tool, but I'm going for the same idea but in color and challenging myself to see if I can do this. So I will keep it as short as possible. Alright, so this image here, not the most interesting image. The dogs aren't really doing anything, they're not even looking up. My husband is the focal point here, looking off this way. I really like the composition of the image, the path leading up to him looking this way into the area, the larger area of the picture, which I always think is important when a subject's looking. You kind of want to see where they're looking. Alright, so when I first scrolled over this image, I would have probably deleted it, but I changed my mind, and I did that because I sometimes just lower the exposure on a picture to see how it would look with a moody edit, and I really liked it. But I'm not going to touch these settings, I'm just going to use adjustment brush. So I'm going to start by creating a brush with a warm temperature, exposure up a little bit, and highlights up a little bit as well. And I'm going to create a little pocket of light here and warmth above the subject. And I don't want to put it too much on his body or the dog's because it will look a little bit fake. And once I've done that main triangle, I make the brush a bit smaller and go off to the sides here. I try not to go over the trees too much. So for instance there I went over a thicker part of the tree, so I'd like to erase that because I think it makes it look unnatural when it's lightening the darker areas like that. So I let the light just flood around him there, and some of those spaces right there. Sorry, that's my phone going off. Alright, so that's a good start. Now that I've lightened those areas, I would like to darken some other areas instead of using the vignetting tool, if that's even how you say it. I've never said that word out loud until now, I don't think. Someone can tell me in the comments how to say that. So let me just darken some of these areas. So it's a kind of custom vignetting rather than putting it solely around the image, putting it completely around the image, because it would darken this area here that I don't want to darken. So I'm darkening it. Yeah, it looks kind of photoshopped and fake, but we're kind of going for that right now. Just creating that, helping create that pocket of light and bringing your focus to the subject and that little ray of light there. Let's make the brush a bit smaller, darken that area. Okay, so that's a bit dark. Alright, so I've just temperature, highlights and exposure up here in that little triangle, and then just around the edges in places dotted around I've darkened it up to bring everybody's focus here. Alright, now because I'm not using any of the other tools, I am going to do some sweeping adjustments over the entire image. Like this. I don't even know what the setting's at right now. Okay, it's reducing the exposure, which I wanted to do anyway. So we've brought the exposure down a little bit on the whole image. Let me bring it up just a tad. Okay, my aim here is to actually increase the temperature on the entire image to bring out those lovely colors. And I will bring a little pink tint into it to bring out some of those red and oranges a bit more. There we go, I think that's nice and warm. Now, a problem I see here is when I look at the image, this branch here, this tree and its branches are so dark, it looks unnatural, but I did want to darken up the pockets of leaves and things. So what I'm going to do is get a brush that has exposure up, shadows up, and blacks up. Maybe exposure down a little bit, and I'm going to go over just those branches. A bit smaller. I think that will make your focus, this will draw the focus back to the subject, I believe. And I'm not doing it perfectly, so I know that, but we're just trying to do this quickly. So I'll just go over a few of them. Well, maybe that one didn't work, but we'll see. Now I'll go back in and I'll actually bring the exposure down a little bit. Okay, now I think that looks much better than when it was just a solid black kind of eyesore there in the front. Now what I would like to do is also do an extra pocket of light and warmth and up the highlights. Just one big one, and I'll scroll this so it goes up. Just right there, a kind of half semicircle. There we go. Make it really bright. So then it looks like that light is a bit more tapered. Now let's have a little look at the before and after real quickly. And I'm nearly done, just one more adjustment. There you go. Now what I would like to do is mute the greens a little bit. I don't like the greens being too unnaturally saturated. So we can use the saturation adjustment brush, bring down the saturation instead of up, and then go over just the greens here. Because that also draws your attention away from the subject and that pocket of light. I don't want your eye going straight to that sugary green there. I could get really picky and go over all of these other bits of green, but we're not going to do that because I am going to keep this video quite short. Muted greens there. Maybe we'll get another brush up the saturation and bring out some of these reds. Bring back some color into it. And then what I think I'll do is do another sweep over to warm the image up again. So let's add another brush, because right now there's so many toggles, I don't know if I'll be able to find the brush I used. All right, so let's up that and up this a bit. Make the brush really big. And we'll do one more sweep of color. I think that looks really good and warm. And now that you've done that, you can change it however you want. I mean, you could bring the temperature to wherever you want it. I do want it to look quite natural, so not completely fake looking, but I think that's okay. Then let's have a little look at the before and after. Now that's using exclusively the adjustment brush. Let's click on it again and see how many brushes we used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What I may do quickly to finish off is I will sharpen the subjects and the area around them, just as a little finishing touch there. Kind of that light plane of field there. Okay, I think that's good. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.